So let's begin with the part 2 of Introduction to UiPath. After completing Introduction to UiPath, the students will be able to understand and work in UiPath Studio. This lesson will help you understand the basic and related extensions of UiPath Studio. The user interface. In this topic, you will learn about the user interface and different menus and tabs, panels, and keyboard shortcuts used in UiPath Studio. The UiPath Studio user interface contains different menus, tabs, panels, and keyboard shortcuts. Let's have a look at each one of them. Let's have a look over menus and tabs. The Start toolbar consists of Open and Close button to open previous projects or to close the current project. The Start tab also contains the following tabs: Team tab, Tools tab, Settings tab, and Help tab. The option in the Start tab or the Start toolbar are Process tab is used to start a new automation process. Click on the button, specify a custom name and description, select an location, and click Create. The Library tab is used to create new library of reusable components. Transactional processes help to create a specific type of automation process. Agent Process Improvement tab is suitable to create a type of automation that is triggered by user events, mouse or keyboard based. Robotic Enterprise Framework helps to create an automation project using a template aimed at large-scale deployments. Team tab in Start toolbar is very useful when version control is necessary. UiPath can be used together with either TFS or SVN standards. Team Foundation Server or TFS is the source code management established by Microsoft used for project and release management. Apache Subversion is the software version and version control system distributed as open source. Team Foundation Server, also called as TFS, is a Microsoft product and it provides source code management. TFS offers the capabilities for end-to-end development and testing using work item management, project planning, version control, build/release, which is deploy, and testing capabilities. TFS can be accessed by clicking on Team tab. There are 4 options. Open from TFS, that is to open a project from TFS repository. It contains 2 blocks: Team Project Collection, Team Projects. Second option is Add to TFS. Adds the current project to the server. And Disconnect. Disconnects the current project from the source control. Manage TFS online to manage whole data online. The Tools tab offers access to UI Explorer that can be used to inspect the user interface of any application installed. To enable the user to install the Chrome, Firefox, Java, and Silverlight extensions. These extensions are provided to ensure that they don't form blocker to the automation. As per the UiPath standard, Google Chrome is not an ideal browser, but to make the tool easier and compatible, and these plugins are important to download for user-friendly experience. UiPath Studio has additional supporting plugins including Java, Silverlight, and many more. The Setting tab has 3 subtabs: General, design and manage source. The General sub-tab of the Setting tab contains following options: language, theme, telemetry, reset setting. It can be used to change these options. The Design subtab of the Setting tab contains the following options: save and publish, execution, and default location. You can change the setting by using one of these. The Manage Source sub-tab for Setting tab contains the following option: default package sources, user-defined package sources. The Help tab offers access to product documentation and release notes to the online help center and the community forum. At the same time, it provides a direct link to UiPath Academy. Beside these tabs, the following options are also available: Start for creating new projects, Open for opening existing projects and workflows, Close for closing all workflows and projects that are open. Close does not close the application though. On the ribbon toolbar, there are three toolbars: Start, Design, and Execute. The Design toolbar offers the options to start new automation project using a specific times available, manage activities packages of operations used in automation, build interaction using the user interface elements like data scraping or screen scraping, remove the unused variable in the project, export a project to Excel, and publish a project to Orchestrator or another feed. The Execute toolbar offers the option to validate and run a workflow. It also has tools for debugging when the project is not working and include access to the logs. Once the UI path is open, we are in the main view that contains Activities panel, the Designer panel, and the Project panel. The Designer panel is the largest area situated in the middle. It is where the automations are actually built. Once the business processes have been mapped and split into simple operations, they are rebuilt in the main area as automation projects. Using the structures available in UiPath and the specific automation operations, the automation projects are known as workflows. Activities panel. It contains activities corresponding to most of the actions that a user can take on a computer. For example, play, open, type, and so on. Activities are added in the workflow and they are linked and customized to be performed by robots. On the left of the screen, the project panel can be switched with Activities panel and the Snippets panel using a navigation bar on the bottom of the panel. In the center, the Designer panel is available at all time, where the designing of automation workflows take place. Just below the center of the Design panel, there are the Variables panel, the Arguments panel, and the Imports panel. These three panels are interchangeable. We'll explain these in details in coming chapters. On the right of these three panels, you can view the Properties panel and the Outline panel. Left corner bottom of the screen will show you the Output panel where the workflow is running. The project panel shows the current state and contents of the projects and assist in the project organization by enabling the creation of folders, importing workflows, opening file locations, and managing project dependencies. It offers the following options: expand all, collapse all. It is used to expand or collapse the folder structure displayed. Refresh. Refresh is used to update the changes done in the main window. Show all file. It is to display the additional files that are not shown in the default view. For example, the product.json file is not shown by default. File Explorer. It is used to open Windows Explorer in the project folder. Show Team Page. It opens the Team tab. Remove unused screenshot. It is used to remove the screenshots that is not used in the project. The Activities panel gives the view of activities that are or can be added to the project. The Activities panel consists of predefined activities that we can use to automate the process. There are various activities which help in understanding the Activities panel. All the predefined lists are present here. It includes a search option, buttons to expand all, collapse all, and choose between the folders displayed. It is favorite, recent, and available. Available is actually all the activities available to be used. Recent is the list of the activities that you have used recently. And favorites, you can make some activities as your favorite, and those will be listed here. The snippets panel enables to reuse the automation by using snippets and the samples available for various generic activities. For example, delays or loops already configured and available as snippets to be used in your project. It also contains 4 buttons: expand all, collapse all, refresh, and create folder. Expand all and collapse all are self-explanatory, which these buttons are used to expand or collapse the list. Refresh will refresh the list, and the create folder will create a folder which can be used later on. Snippets panel is used to reuse the code or the activity that is already present, thereby saving time and rework. The snippet panel is predefined and ready to use code structure that are present in advance. The output panel. The output panel shows the output of designed activity. When debugging a project, the output panel contains all the message logged from the beginning of the activity to the end. The properties panel displays all the related properties of the activities and selected variable. You can view and modify the properties as per requirement. The output panel displays the hierarchy of project flowchart, including the nodes. Nodes are the points where an activity splits the flow in at least 2 paths. The activities and the variable used are also displayed here. Now let's define the other panels available in UiPath Studio. At this point of time, you may open UiPath Studio and use that to show students the other panels available in UiPath. For example, the variables panel. The variable panel shows the existing variables in the project, allowing for their modification and also allows the creation of new variables for both the existing and new variable. It offers the defining and redefining option, variable name, type, scope, and default value. The arguments panel. The arguments are variables that can transfer data from one project to another. The fields and the operation that the panel allows are the same as in the variable, with one exception: direction. Arguments need direction. It is for data transfer from one project to another. The imports panel displays the namespace that were imported from the project. Namespaces will be covered in future lesson. For now, you can remember that they are containers created to hold types of operation and variables. The main view of UiPath Studio offers two helpful tools to find elements and make changes. The first is Universal Search Bar, positioned in the upper right corner of the main view. It can be successfully searched for activities, snippets, files, variable, and arguments inside the workflow. Second is Context Menu, that can be accessed when using right-click on activity inside the workflow. Several options are available. For example, view the parent of the sequence of the flowchart, cut, copy, and paste activities or delete activity, add annotations or show, hide, edit, and delete them. Annotations are comments that do not interfere with the process but will be useful for other developers. Copy and save an activity as an image. Create a variable inside the sequence with the appropriate type for that activity. Surround with try and catch to help identify an error. Enable or disable the activity. Extract or remove the workflow or sequence. Help, which access the online help center in the content related to the activities. Here we will discuss about keyboard shortcuts that can be used whenever the studio is the active window. This works best if it is handed over to the students as a handout. There are file management shortcuts that can be only used when studio is an active window, and there are many others. So please give a handout of these shortcuts to students so they can memorize. These shortcuts can be handy when they are doing the development of robots. More shortcuts. Some more shortcuts related to workflow executions. Recording related shortcuts and some miscellaneous shortcuts are displayed here. As told earlier, it is best to give it as